Week 4 of the college football season is finally here, and this is one of the biggest weekends in recent college football history. You have so many ranked matchups this weekend, started with FSU versus Clemson, you have Ole Miss versus Alabama, you have Washington State versus Oregon State, you have Utah versus UCLA, and you have Colorado versus Oregon, amongst other games. But today on Tater Too Real, I'm going to keep it too real on why I believe Colorado actually has a chance, even without Travis Hunter. Stay tuned. When you compare the number 19th ranked Colorado Buffaloes and the number 10 ranked Oregon Ducks, one thing jumps out immediately. Colorado will be without their top playmaker in Travis Hunter, so I see why everybody's going out on a limb now all of a sudden saying that this will be Colorado's first loss of the season. Colorado isn't good enough on the lines of scrimmage to deal with Oregon, blah, 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 blah. But when you take a close look at Oregon thus far this season, one thing stands out about them. They played a very close game against Texas Tech. Texas Tech lost against Wyoming. And when you compare that versus the teams that Colorado has played thus far, you will actually see that Colorado has played the tougher competition. Colorado started off their season beating a ranked TCU team who was coming off a national championship game appearance. They also beat a Nebraska team who was in rebuild mode. They brought over a lot of impressive transfers, mainly Jeff Sims, but Nebraska hasn't lived up to the bill thus far. Also, they just played a in-state rivalry versus Colorado State. It was a lot of talking back and forth all week long, and it was a very intense rivalry. Now let's talk about Oregon. Oregon started off their season with a 81-0 win versus Portland State. Then in week 2, they will have a win versus Texas Tech, 38-30, and in week 3, they will beat Hawaii. So thus far, it isn't much to take away from the games Oregon has played. They were superior in all 3 of those games, and they struggled versus Texas Tech, the only true matchup they had so far. And Oregon is kind of like the Georgia of the West. I know their head coach came from the University of Georgia, but Oregon is truly like the Georgia of the West. They like to play great defense and run the football, and they're led by running back Bucky Irvin, and at receiver they're led by Troy Franklin, and they have a veteran quarterback in Bo Nix. So this team has all the ingredients to make a college football playoff run. Like I mentioned, they like to be physical, they like to play great defense, and they like to run the football. But here's why I say Colorado still has a chance, even without Travis Hunter. It's because of the offense, guys. Shedeur Sanders will put up points this game. Can Oregon match them point for point? Oregon isn't the type of team that's going to go out there and get into a shootout with Colorado. They like to be slow, methodical, run the football, take their shots when necessary, and I can truly see this game being a shootout. And also, I want to mention this. I know Travis Hunter won't be out there playing defensive back, but Colorado has a freshman 5-star defensive back named Cromani McClain. I think this is the week you will finally see Cromani McClain play, because we know one thing about these top prospects. If they do not play in their first year, they will be in the transfer portal. So if Deion Sanders is smart, he would definitely start Cromani McClain this weekend, and let's see what the kid can do. He has so much hype around him, coming out of high school, being the top defensive back in the country. So I think this weekend you will finally see Cromani McClain play defensive back. Also, you have Xavier Weaver at receiver for Colorado and Jimmy Horn. So I truly think that this game could potentially be a shootout, or you can find yourself in the situation to where Oregon is looking to bully Colorado, right? They're more physical on the O-line and D-line. There's no doubt about that. So Oregon can have the mindset of, we're just going to go out here and be more physical, be more dominant, run the ball down their throat with Bucky Irvin, and play great defense. We're going to have Shedeur Sanders under pressure all night and sack them. Now, in my heart of heart, I believe the latter will happen. I believe Colorado's going to come out and play up and beyond everyone's expectations, even without Travis Hunter. I think Travis Hunter being out is going to motivate them. It's definitely going to motivate Shedeur Sanders to prove that he can do it without Travis Hunter. So I think all in all, Oregon will win this game in a close, hard-fought, exciting college football game. You guys let me know what you think is going to happen this weekend. This is your boy Tater Too Real, where we always keep it too real. Holla.